Hey, what is up, guys? It's Giltspire here, and welcome back to Champions of the Fog. We are here with round number 4, Arctic Wolves versus the Kraken, and we are joined once again by all4domo. Domo, are you excited for the final match of qualifiers for Season 3?
Yes, I am. I'm excited to see who comes out on top here. And I believe you said that Arctic Wolves is 2-1 and the Kraken's 3-0 for today.
Yeah, so this is going to come down to, will Kraken be undefeated and earn their invite, or will Arctic Wolves win? And since they were, I believe, X-1 prior, will they earn their invite instead? So it really comes down to the wire for these teams. The stakes are high, to say the least.
Honestly, I'm really pumped to see how this plays out. And we have the Kraken killing first. And
yep, we have Kraken killing first on Sanctum.
And it's going to be between the Spirit and Blight. And I'm honestly thinking with the grass, it could be a Blight, but I'm thinking Spirit. But let's see what happens.
I mean, both are valid options. I mean, we saw yesterday some cracked Blight gameplay on Sanctum, so definitely it is anyone's guess here between the two. But we will not have long to wait now, as we are just about loaded in. And I'm going to put my bet on the Spirit. I think I'm with you on this. I think teams are probably more comfortable with Spirit on this map than they are Blight.
Yeah, I think with other maps, like, with Suffocation Pit and various things, those are more expected, but here, not so much. And yes, we are right.
Yep, sure enough, it is the Spirit. We see that Corrupt Intervention popping right there. And I don't know what about you, but with this skin, when I'm ever watching Spectator, it always distracts me, the freaking flapping cloth. Am I the only one?
No, I hate it. It should be banned.
Every time, I'm like, stop using this. I'm sure that the person killing also gets distracted by going back and forth. And I don't know about you, but we saw some crows there on the right, but I don't know if Cheese, the Spirit, saw it.
I don't think they did either. Because they're just trying to find their first survivor right now, and it's taking a second. I'm not sure if they're trying to stealth the Corrupt out or what they're going to do, because this map is quite dense with vegetation.
Yeah, I will say, though, one thing about this map, we were talking about ARP a little bit earlier. It actually is very similar to ARP in that way, as we only see 2 gens on the other side of the map, and all the rest of the 5 are on the other side. Like, if I am Cheese here, honestly, I'm giving them those 2 gens and calling it a day, and keeping the middle gen and the other 4.
Oh, 100%. You keep that sort of 5 gen sort of split, especially with this type of map.
And with 3 of them currently corrupt on the side, I mean, these survivors are not going to be able to do much, so I think you're right. I think they are just trying to stealth it out, and sure enough, there is Jane in the bamboo, and that will be our first chase here, though the Spirit will get stunned at the ballot.
She couldn't quite hide that butt in the grass.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Deathslinger shoot Jane for that exact reason on Riker's Yard the other day, so definitely a little bit of a downside of playing Jane.
Oh, 100%. I mean, it almost worked. I think he just barely saw her. Just barely. That is a pretty stealthy outfit, too. It's all dark. So, it was just barely saw.
We did see a Scream there and a pop gen, so that there is a Scourge Hook Pain Resonance popping off. And I mean, with this Jane here in their 3 gen on a Scourge Hook, I mean, this Spirit has a really strong start.
Exactly. I don't think they were really doing anything. They were stealthing out Corrupt fully, right? You don't just have one member that's stealthing out Corrupt and the rest doing gens. Everyone was stealthing it out, so they have no progress on gens right now. I stand corrected. They probably just teamed out that gen.
Yep, they had a little bit of progress, it would seem. Looks like they did end up going onto the other side of the map, understanding, kind of getting to lay of the land, seeing the Corrupt Intervention going, ooh, this is not good, and understand there's a 4 gen here. Looks like we do see Nancy coming on in, probably going to be a second survivor with BT.
Yeah.
Either that, or it's going to be a BT bait, and maybe Jane has BT. I mean, there's so many things going on here, and not a lot of time for this Nancy to get the unhook, and that's going to be progression to second stage.
Yeah, there's the
Yeah,
grab.
it is. That's the progression and the grab. So that is going to put Arctic Wolves on their back foot as Cheese here has all the pressure in the world.
They really needed to get a two-man save right there. I know they had little gen progress, but they needed that two-man save to stop this from happening. And now, here comes Jazzy.
Yep, I think, you know, I think at the end of the day, I think I was right when I said, kind of looking at that, like, I wonder, you know, what if that is the first BT, and I think it may have been.
I still think you come with a two-man, at least bait it out, so force the
I agree.
stage from being stopped, you know? I don't know.
I would tend to agree with you on that, and Spirit trying to figure out where Jazzy is and gets the down with all that noise in the background.
No DS, that's a death.
Yep, and a
At
Scourge
410.
Hook to boot. I mean, that's death on one gen completed.
Yeah, this is insane. This is an amazing start, and they already had another hook onto was the Nancy, I believe, right? Yeah.
Yep, so that is one death, one hook. We have a Pop Goes the Weasel in play here. And these survivors are in a tough spot, as at most now only 2 survivors can be on a gen at a time.
Not even sure if I was the Spirit I'd bother even being down here. You have that 4 gen sort of up there, right? And you have that middle to protect. Maybe get some tags in early, force some heals, but I would just go back. I don't know, let's get this down really fast.
I can agree with you. At the same time, if only 2 survivors at this moment in time being able to be on a gen, I can kind of see the argument, though, of going for whoever you can find, and then when you get them on hook, now only 1 survivor's on gen at a time. So you've theoretically just slowed down the game to a standstill, especially if you can get some Scourge Hook procs.
And here comes the balance, yep.
Well, let's see if Jeff's paying attention to what Spirit's doing, and I don't think
Not
he
quite.
did, as he held W, and Spirit's going to be able to get the tag here in just a few moments unless a pallet gets in the way.
Which here comes the Bloodlust, and boom, there's the down. But there's 1 gen broken in the 3 gen sort of area, so they got the down, and they have another fresh hook up on the board. Let's just see what they can keep.
And there's Scourge Hook telling them that that is the most progressed gen. They're going to phase walk on over with Pop in hand. And so I think this is brilliant because, yeah, now 20 seconds off this gen. The Claudette, who's still injured, mind you, has to go for the unhook. And now, unless they do that, now there's 1 person on gen at all times.
It's a save. Yep.
Good mind game there by Cheese, faking out the pallet, and will get the hit on the Nancy. Beautiful play right there.
Oh. And now a phase will come through, probably on this pallet, and get the down. Not the safest pallet in the world.
Yeah, trying to identify where the Nancy is, though. Does catch up to her and gets the down. We know where 2 Scourge Hooks are out of the 4, 1 already out of the match. If there are more Scourge Hooks in this area, then they're going to be in a really good spot. Even if not, though, I mean, it's still in their 3 gen.
And they have Pop Goes the Weasel here when they're getting these downs. This is 2nd stage on the Nancy, and we don't know who the DS user is right now, so maybe it'll be the Nancy, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'll have to wait and see, and we see them going back for this gen over here and looking to try and pop it again, just trying to slow down the game as much as possible, and they find the injured Claudette too, so really good choice here.
Yeah, they might be able to secure this down here, and then it would only be Jeff. No, here comes the save. They have a lot of saves coming in pretty consistently, but the hooks are coming in just as fast.
Yeah, I mean, this Spirit has been putting on the pressure, gets another down, and we're going to have to wait and see if there's another Scourge Hook in this area. We saw with Jeff up on main, so we don't know the location of these last 2. If there is, though, I mean, that's another 15% on any of the most progressed gens. I mean, this Spirit has all the time in the world to take whatever chase they need.
Oh, 100%. Another fresh hook coming through, and that is a Scourge Hook.
Yeah, like I said, Scourge Hook Pain Resonance really a slept-on perk in comp if you are, like, you feel comfortable with quick downs and chases, because you just get so much raw value for doing what you need to do, which is hook the survivors.
Yep, exactly that, and I feel like they're just going to try to take this very slow now. I mean, the Spirit already has so many stages. This is probably the worst possible outcome that Arctic Wolves could see happening, and it did happen for them. It's put Kraken in a really solid spot, especially for their Survivor game.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see them looking around trying to identify where these survivors are. And I think that they are back on that generator on the right, as we did not see any more sparks. But we see Nancy there on the left trying to make their way over to the unhook. And it looks like the spirit is going to attempt and interrupt.
Yeah. I may have broken some of those pallets there too. I mean, I feel like maybe they're still mind gameable enough for Spirit, especially, so it doesn't matter. But you had enough time there. Save.
And I do want to note that the Claudette is also broken, so that there would suggest a second wind. So they will get a free heal off here in just a few moments, but Nancy is not in a good position here as the Spirit's trying to either catch the Claudette or the Nancy, and looks like they're going to transfer over to Claudette. Oh,
well,
or Nancy!
There's death.
I was not expecting that out of nowhere. We saw the Claudette, there's the Nancy as well. I guess they're trying to interrupt it in order to make sure that they didn't get either re-downed or that it was interrupted on the borrowed time. But either way is that there will be another hit, so an injured Claudette, and looks like they're going to try and go for the kill here.
Yeah, I don't know. I might have picked up the Nancy right there, but oh, if you can get the down here, especially on the Z-wall, you're going to be fine.
Oh, yeah, exactly. But a little bit of mind game there by the Claudette does use the Z-Wall to your advantage. As we all know, the Z-Wall is one of the most powerful, tiles in the game, and Claudette's showing exactly why.
There's it down.
And unfortunately,
I imagine Jeff will be here for the pickup, no?
It would make sense. Either that or, you know what I could see here? That they just, force gens and try and get as many gens as possible in the meanwhile. I think that is the smart move.
Yeah, I think that's what they're going to do. And I believe this will buy enough time having to secure these two hooks yet right there. I don't think you'll get the last gen done unless there's one that already has a lot of progress. But they'll have 4 gens done.
Yeah, even then, though, we see that the most progressed gen is the one back here, and that did not have a lot of progression, to say the least. So their saving grace is going to be either just somehow cranking out the last gen before Claudette here dies on hook, which I just don't see happening, or going for hatch, which unfortunately I equally don't see happening, as the spirit is literally right here, and we see Crows there on the left near those stairs, so Jeff ain't far away.
No, I don't think it'll work. Let's see if they kill themselves on hook, or just let go.
Yeah, they can't, do anything like progress, try and 4%, but down on hook would make a lot of sense. But we see Crows once again fly off there on the right. Looks like Cheese did not see it, though. And at the end of the day, I think this is going to be a 4K unless these survivors are just able to pull something out of their hats.
I mean, that's the only plausible explanation here.
And I think
maybe just try to focus the gen. I don't know. Let's see.
I don't think they have enough time for the gen, unfortunately, unless there's a kinship on Spider and they went to proc, and maybe that's why he saw the crow. But I think what Cheese here is a little bit worried of is that Jeff could potentially be right on those exit gates. Makes me think that they probably do not have a no way out here in their back pocket. And we still don't know if that 4th perk is, so it's not Rancor, not no way out. Gonna bet a no ed.
That is probably the case, and I mean, just needs one tag then onto Jeff. Let's see where the gates are. Oh, they're on the opposite side of the map.
Yeah.
That's it. That might be the one man out.
That is why Cheese was kind of roaming around and kind of taking a peek at those exit gates. And we see they're on the left, but Cheese did not. And looks like that will be a 1-man out, and they are not fresh, mind you, but close enough, and Spirit's just gonna barely get there. Unfortunately, even being a 114, just not fast enough.
Damn. I mean, that's still, very solid for the Spirit. That's what you want to see, I think.
Still very, very good play, to say the least. And with that being said, we are going to switch on over, this time with the Arctic Wolves killing against the Kraken on the Sanctum of Wrath. And we'll be getting that started up shortly in just a few moments. With that being said, though, I do want to remind everyone once again that we are partnered with Stream for a Cause, and we have our own fundraiser, Champions for a Cause, where these donations that you guys make, whether it be $1 or more, do go to charitable causes like refugees in Ukraine, LGBTQA plus community, and a whole lot more. So definitely make sure to check that out if you have a chance. And it also influences our prize pool in Championship of Championship in December. So do keep that in mind if you are participating in Champions of the Fog Season 3 and further. But on that note, we'll be back with the second set of this match shortly. We'll see you soon. All right, welcome back, everybody, to round number 4, match 2 of Arctic Wolves versus the Kraken. We saw some amazing spirit play by the Kraken last match, putting Arctic Wolves on their back foot, resulting in a 21-10 point difference. So we are going to be seeing here Arctic Wolves bringing on in their killer, and we're seeing Jazzy, who, if I'm not mistaken, is known for their Blight. So I know, Domo, you were saying we weren't going to see Blight today, but what are your thoughts now?
Well, I don't see him. I mean, unless he just became a cracked spirit, which, I mean, he's just a good killer in general. I do think it will be Blight. I feel like they need some sort of, like, fast down potential, and I believe that's best suited with Blight.
Yeah, I would tend to agree on that. So very interested to see, to say the least, to see what their perk build is going to be, because I imagine just as like constant slowdown, thinking Thanatophobia, thinking Scourge Hook, thinking Corrupt, because as you and I are talking, basically, if they 4K at 5 gens, then it's a tie. If they 4K before 5 gens, it's a win. So that is the win condition here for Arctic Wolves, and sure enough, it is a Blight.
Yeah, there's unlikely to be any sort of end game build, I imagine.
Yeah, I think that would definitely be a mistake. You know, no way out, no Noed. I think if you are playing this, you are playing for the W. And good flick there on the ace out of nowhere. So that is a very quick first hit, not even 15 seconds from the start of the match here. And looks like ace will be going down unless he has a dead hard here, and he does not.
My goodness, it's a very fast down, exactly what they needed. And he's going to start slugging. Oh, but there's the collision we're talking about.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's one of those things that just if you don't get the right angle on some of those bounces, you are just doomed to slide off. And so we'll be seeing the first hook here. And also, as far as we're already aware of this, you want to know what slowdown they're using today? They're using Dying Light.
It is such a weird perk choice, but I feel like he's just banking on a lot of folks coming in right now in early game so that it comes into effect later that they can get those gens done. Or to stop the gens being completed, right?
Yeah, that would make the most sense. I mean, the nice thing about the Thanatophobia is that it's 5% per injured survivor. And I know I've talked to Jazzy before, and they swear by Thana on Blight. But to see them here, if Dying Light really does send a message that they are confident that they can get these early downs earlier into the match, and if that is possible, then it's going to be even more impactful on 5 hooks than Thanatophobia ever will be.
100%. And I feel like he's already off to a fantastic start, just like the Spirit was. So I feel like Jazzy's up for some redemption right now from that early down the first game of Survivor.
Indeed. And we see the fire there, but they juked out the hit and end up in shack. Looks like Jazzy will drop that chase and try and pressure the Fang Min here off of this gen, and will not get the hit through the pallet.
Solid place on the Survivors here again from the Kraken, but I feel like they don't have enough pressure at the moment right now.
Yeah, they're definitely lacking. I will say, this is not the chase that Jazzy wants seen there. He is disengaging the Fang Min, as she is the obsession, and thus will not be getting that slowdown from Dying Light if they do secure the down.
Yeah, I think he just wants to get some tags in right now to force some sort of heals. And boom, another one comes in. 3 injured survivors.
Yeah, and looks like they're going to go for the ace here, hoping that there is no decisive strike, but unfortunately sliding off the tree, not able to make it happen. And I don't think you're going to be able to pull off a hug tech here, but you know what? I stand corrected. I stand corrected. Jazzy is officially the most cracked out Blight there is.
I feel like he just needed the ace should have known that he couldn't go around the other side, and that would give him he could hug tech around. What an unfortunate start to the game. This is an even better start. 5 gens and a death already. Wow.
And I didn't realize that Ace had actually progressed to second stage either.
Neither did I. I was focused on the chases, and this is insane.
Yeah, so good news, bad news for Jazzy. I mean, that's one survivor of the game, which is good news. Bad news, no third stack of Dying Light. But honestly here, that is perfectly fine by them, as they have the Kate in their sights and will be going for their 3rd down here.
Yeah, I don't even think he'll really need it at all.
Yeah, I mean, they have a lot of pressure here. Only 1 gen completed, 2 stacks of Dying Light, so that's 8% penalty to hook to gen progression. Unfortunately, getting a bit of a cheeky stun there, but with that Compound 21 able to see where the survivor is.
Damn. Yeah, there's 3 injured survivors still, too. It's like, they're just focusing on gens. I think they know that they need to get some gens done. And they have a lot of progress on some of these gens, but oh, there comes the down.
Yeah, K trying to double back, trying to fake out the Blight there, but not able to make it happen, will go down, and we did see that there's both Pop and Scourgehook Pain Resonance in the game, so these gens will be regressing quite severely if they're able to get to a Scourgehook.
This might be one of them.
No, Scourgehook it would seem. But there is that Pop Goes Weasel will regress this by 20 seconds.
And honestly, he's just buying so much time for himself, especially because these gens were so far along, and they're just going to keep coming back to these. So if he can continue getting these hooks off, then it can just be a continual cycle where they don't even start on new gens at all.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's a 12% gen progression penalty with Dying Light, so these are definitely slowed down quite significantly. And like I said, that threshold for Thanatophobia being equal to is 5, but the down on the Fang Min, no additional stacks of Dying Light, but hey, I imagine we're going to see a Scourgehook and Pop here nonetheless.
And yes, there it comes.
I mean,
Man.
this is a complete turnaround from what I was expecting. I mean, Kraken has been doing so well for Survivor. Not to say that they aren't doing well here, but like Jazzy is just putting the pressure on them, and they are seemingly crumbling underneath from it.
I really just think that they were not as prepared to go against the Blight here. It seems like just their pathing in the very beginning that Jazzy was just able to manipulate and use against them, and it worked out really well for him.
Yeah, absolutely. We see the Kate here will get the hit around the corner. Those flicks are ridiculous.
Very solid, and still has time to get that pop off. Oh my goodness, that gen was flying, and now it's down to basically nothing.
Yeah, that 20% or 20 seconds off the gen is nothing to write home about at times. But man, it is just bringing this game in for Jazzy as they are still committing after the Kate, trying to get the down here, trying to use this geometry to their advantage. Just not able to make it happen though. That's the one thing, like Sing the Wrath, not the best pick for Blight, but it is interesting to see how players kind of work around that and really use that outside of the map to their advantage.
Oh yeah, 100%. Oh, you're gonna try to get a flick around this? Oh, I just need bump logic.
Oh, and Kate almost out of position, but does dodge the hit. And looks like they are going to continue this chase, and both Cheryl as well as the Fang Min have healed up, and Kate doing a fantastic job trying to just draw this chase for as long as possible, giving their team enough time to do something. Here's some locker attack, and we'll see if she's able to get out.
I don't think you'll have enough time here. No, but just bought enough time.
I mean, that you know, sometimes as a Survivor, that's all you need to do is just buy enough time. The only thing is, like, every second that the Kate does extend the chase by, unfortunately for these Survivors, Dying Light just slows them down that much more now on 4 stacks, and I can see why they brought Dying Light. You know, both Survivors were healed, 1 Survivor injured, 1 Survivor out of game. So with Thanatophobia, that's 5 seconds of gen progression penalty. With Dying Light, it was still 12%.
And they get another tag. Like, these hits are just fantastic. I mean, he's just going to wait this out, kid. This is not a good idea.
Yeah, just going to wait out the BT, which just barely not able to happen because Jazzy did not block the vault. And instead going for Cheryl now. I mean, this still slows down the game pretty significantly as they're going to have to now mend and not be on any gens in the meanwhile.
Exactly that. They probably only have the Fang Min on gens right now, but if another Pain Resonance comes in, ooh, it's going to be tough, and there comes another down.
And with that down will be another stack of the Dying Light once they go for the hook, but looks like they're going to commit instead to the Kate, trying to get her out of the game, hoping that there is no decisive strike in the mix, and trying to get the hit here, but unfortunately not enough sprints in order to get there.
Not quite. Oh, and electing to go up the hill instead. Unless there's some sort of body block here, I don't think it's going to work.
Kate trying to make good use of this pallet and does actually keep the chase a bit long because of that, but will get the down, and we do see the pickup of the Cheryl back on the other side.
But this is going to be a death hook, I believe, right?
I believe that's true. Unfortunately for Jazzy, there ain't a lot of hooks nearby.
No.
So I don't think they get this hook here.
I think they still will. Oh, it's on the other side of the wall.
Yeah, it's just a little bit too far away. The hook spawn's just really punishing Jazzy there, and we are back in chase with the K as we see them vault and go for the revault.
No.
Oh, my word. That collision, though, on Shaq sometimes can be a bit rough, as we saw there, and now we see those body blocks with the Feng Min.
It used to be so much better. Like, you could just hug tech those so consistently and just hit off the edges. Now it's no longer like that.
And looks like Jazzy's opting to go for the Feng Min instead of the K. Will whiff there on that hit.
Was that dead hard or a whiff?
I don't know. I was thinking to myself, was that dead hard? Was that a whiff? I can't exactly tell. No, that's the dead hard.
Yeah.
So it's just
yeah,
just a whiff. This is as close as it can get. Like we said, all the survivors need to do is get 5 gens for the tie, and if they can get one person out, then that will be a win.
Yeah, I just think it's the case of just the killers, utilizing those mistakes that the survivors made early game and just full capacity gain all these hooks.
Yeah, and if we're looking around, we do see Kate once again, so going to be trying to go for this death as we do see Feng Min getting unhooked. And looks like with that Compound 21, knowing that they're not able to get the hit, we'll go for the shred instead and potentially going back to the active gens. Yeah, that's exactly what he's going to do. I feel now they may just go top side. It's kind of hard to tell what they're going to do exactly. Oh, and there's another connection. Yeah, at this point, with 2 survivors injured, the gens very much localized on this side of the map. I think at this point, with this down on Cheryl, I think this could be the game. It really does seem that way. I think they need to at least get 1 gen and then hope for some sort of escape. That's all they can hope for. Yeah, but at this point, I just don't think it's going to be possible. I don't think it's going to be enough. If they do get the 1 escape, I just don't think it'll be enough to claim the victory. But I will say, Cheryl, that is her first time being on hook, so there's the possibility of a deliverance in play. And sure enough, ask and you shall receive. And this should be a down here. Oh, he's just confirming it. Yeah. As making sure they can get that hit. Really good sign of a good Blight player there. Just being really patient, kind of maneuvering that Feng Min into the right spot. And they will be able to get the hook here at main building. Yeah, this is going to be the death, I believe. Or is this the second hook? I swear, he just like picked up so many people different times. Yeah, there's the death. Yep, and remind me, I know they changed Furtive Chase. I don't think they changed Dying Light. I'm pretty sure Dying Light still does deactivate on Obsession's death, correct? I believe that is still the case, yes. Yep, and there it goes. So Dying Light no longer slowing down the gens, which was at 20% at that point in time. Though we do see that 20-second regression with Pop Goes Weasel on the main generator. And, I mean, at this point, Jazzy is out for blood as both survivors are still injured. And Cheryl's Broken Status Effect now expired. It has only been 60 seconds, by the way, since that deliverance. I don't understand how that's possible. It felt like it's been almost a year. Oh, exactly that. And it gets the stun, which I think Jazzy was trying to avoid, but not quite going to work. And we see here, Jazzy going for the bounce. I was going to say, unfortunately, going to get vacuum palleted, but swinging early enough to avoid that, and Will confirmed down on the Cheryl. And looks like they're going to be going for that 4K here, and Will down the K as the gen gets popped. Damn. In both cases, I believe these would have been completely separate games and just totally different if that first survivor just hadn't died so soon. We're once again in this position, though, where I'm not sure if Jay's going to be able to get to the hook. There's basement, though, here. Oh! Oh, yeah? Yeah, unfortunately, just with the spawn RNG there up top in main, just not able to get anyone there, but thankfully down in Lumi once again, and now with basement, they will be able to secure these 4Ks. Yeah, it should completely come through now. They had these gens going, by the way, too. It was just rough. I mean, between Scourge Hook Pain Resonance, between Dying Light, between Pop Goes the Weasel, I mean, there's just so much slowdown and so much gen regression going that it just became really difficult for these survivors to do much of anything.
100% that. And yeah, here comes the final hook on 2 Cheese.
And look around for hooks once again. Jazzy desperately trying to find one available to them. Will get the hook here. That'll be to 4K at 4 gens completed. And that there will secure the win for Arctic Wolves.
Damn. That was an intense game.
Oh, yeah, it was beautiful plays by both sides. Both the killers and survivors alike played an amazing, amazing game. So congratulations to both team ending up this qualifier X-1, 3 wins, 1 loss. And that there, friends, is going to be the end of Season 3 qualifiers. We, however, are going to be back next week with more games of competitive Dead by Daylight. We'll be starting off strong at 12 p.m. CST, I believe, on Sunday. Let me confirm that for you guys real quick. With Season 3 starting off strong, and let's see. Yep, we are starting off April 3rd at 12 p.m. and going to the normal time of 8 p.m., so be prepared for that. And with that being said, Domo, before we do go, if everyone want to go say hi next time you go live, whenever that is, where would they find you?
All4domo on Twitch is the exact same name, basically, so same thing.
Awesome. Well, with that being said, guys, I, of course, am your commissioner and host today, Giltspire. Normally, I am an educational Dead by Daylight player, here to teach goes how to play killer and survivors how to play against killer. Though, as of late, been playing a whole lot of Elden Ring, but can teach you a whole lot over there as well. So definitely make sure to stop on by and say hi. But with that being said, we will see you all next time, next Sunday, 12 p.m. CST for Season 3 of Champs in the Fog. Bye-bye!